Another midweek wintry mix is heading our way. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for clicking on to tonight's Weather Extra. This one is looking more wet than white. In fact, most areas for the morning commute will have some rain. It'll be windy, though. The mountains will hold on to the snow and wintry mix, being sleet and freezing rain just a little bit longer. Let's start out with where the storm is tonight. Notice farther off to the west here, we have an area of low pressure that's moving up through the Great Lakes. In the northern half of the storm, we have some snow, a little wedge of mix, and some rain that extends down through the Gulf states. I think the precipitation moves into our area in a variety of forms, probably around 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Weather Service has winter weather advisories, areas in tan. They go into effect at midnight over southern zones. This zone right here until 6 a.m. on Wednesday. So we will see a changeover a little bit sooner over southern portions rather than the mountains, where a winter weather advisory remains in effect until 4 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. In addition, we have a wind advisory for the Penobscot Bay area. In the advisory area, we could see wind gusts 40 to 50 miles per hour. I suspect most areas will have gusts probably over 30 miles per hour. It will be out of the southeast during the morning, and then during the afternoon, when the sun makes an appearance, it's still going to stay quite gusty. We'll probably have gusts over 30 miles per hour, even out of the west-northwest. It is a fast mover, though. Notice how it's moving in at 2 o'clock in the morning, and we start off with some snow. Coastal areas will probably start as some rain. Even if you do start as snow, it'll be very short-lived. But notice how fast it goes through. By lunchtime, notice how it's all pushing out into down East Maine. We're already seeing a clearing trend as soon as noon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. A closer inspection, here we are 2 o'clock in the morning. There's a little bit of snow, some rain over southern areas, and probably some mix over the interior here. That mix being some sleet and freezing rain. This is just a forecast model, so take it with a grain of salt here, but it probably has a decent handle on at least the timing of a lot of this. 4 a.m., this is probably good for 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. The early morning commute here is probably all rain. In fact, I feel pretty confident we're going to see all rain for coastal areas. So it's rain and wind from Portland over to Brunswick, down to Sanford here. This extends back to the Sebago Lake region, Bath, all the way over to Rockland here, down to Portsmouth. So air temperature should be above freezing. It gets a little more hairy as you head back on the west side of Sebago Lake, Lewis and Auburn and Augusta. There'll be some snow, more likely sleet and freezing rain hanging on for a little bit of a period here, but even there you will transition over to some rain. This is 9 o'clock in the morning. The steadiest of our rainfall and mix and mountain snow will even be moving out as soon as late morning. So here we go. It's a pretty fast mover. In fact, it's gone by 1 o'clock in the afternoon. The wind is shifting back over to the west, and air temperatures will still stay pretty mild. We should be in the upper 40s to possibly near 50 degrees. Winds will be gusting over 30 miles per hour as well. I'm going to briefly bring into Thursday and Friday here. Notice early morning temperatures in the single numbers and lower teens on Thursday. This is 7 a.m. Afternoon temps in the teens and 20s, so it gets cold as we head deeper into March. And this is a little bit of a change from yesterday's forecast. We were kind of keeping an eye on a storm system to our south, and we still are, of course, but it looks like we're going to be right on the edge of at least the potential for a little bit of snow Friday. So best chance for seeing a period of light snow or snow showers would be over York County, southern New Hampshire, maybe even coastal Cumberland County. Either way, I don't think it's a big deal. The big story after that will be, probably a decent weekend. Those temps will modify a little bit as we head into the weekend and more so into next week. Snow, it's not a huge player in the storm system outside of the mountains. It's probably like a coating to an inch from the Sebago Lake region up to Lewis and Auburn and Augusta. North and west of that line, you get into an inch or two of snow, possibly up to as much as 3 inches. Most areas in the mountains here, I think we're looking at about 2 to 5 inches of snow out of this one. There are a few select areas in these sort of weather setups that can get locally higher amounts, and Carabassa Valley is one of those. 4 to 8 inches is possible there, and also up into the Pinkham Notch area, Mount Washington region, maybe even Crawford Notch, 4 to 8 inches possible there as well. Parts of northern Maine, the rooftop of Maine up into northern Aroostook County, yeah, it's possible we get 8 to 14 inches of rain through the day tomorrow. Imagine that, 8 to 14 inches of rain. 8 to 14 inches of snow. Wow. It will be raining for most of us, though, tomorrow morning. And wind-driven rain included some sun for afternoon. Upper 40s, 20s return on Thursday. That's right, single digits return for overnight lows for Thursday morning and Friday morning, especially over the interior. Now, keep an eye out for some snow showers, even a steady period of light snow south on Friday. I don't think it's a big deal right now. The weekend looks pretty quiet around here. In the extended forecast, there's a little bit of uncertainty with a passage of a few fronts here, but it looks like air temperatures will modify a bit into the 40s to possibly even near 50 degrees. So there we have it. Another weekend storm, not nearly as strong as the storm system we had last last midweek, I should say. The midweek storm, but not nearly as strong as the storm system we had last midweek. Going forward here, looks like the weather pattern quiets down a little bit. That's a look at your forecast. We'll take another look coming up on CBS 13 at 10 and Fox 23, CBS 13 at 11 and Fox 23 at 10. We'll get our numbers straight one of these days. Have a good one.